What's up, you guys? It's Kiki here again, and today I was feeling a little nostalgic and I wanted to get some Korean barbecue. And I know in this current situation, it's really hard to go to your local Korean barbecue place and get your favorite meats because, of course, we are in quarantine and it's tough. But the great part about Korean barbecue is it's not really actually that difficult to make at home. All you need to really know is to get the right cuts of meat. So a lot of you may not have a lot of experience with meat. I mean, it's tricky. Like, you see a bunch of meat, you're like, this is meat, it all looks the same. And that was initially my response when I first started eating Korean barbecue. However, throughout the years, I started to learn to cook, I became more interested in food, and I learned that there are so many different types of cuts of meats, and they serve different purposes for delivering different flavors to your meal. Koreans are obsessed with different cuts of meats, and they've really learned throughout the years to develop specific flavors in their Korean barbecue. So you're not just getting the same cut of meat each time, you're getting something different for a different purpose, a different flavor, and an overall different and enjoyable experience. So today, we're actually gonna be talking about all the different types of Korean barbecue meats. However, I'm not made of money and my local Korean grocery store didn't have every cut of meat that we talked about. So I'm gonna go over some of my favorite cuts of Korean barbecue meats that are relatively accessible at your local Asian grocery store and that you can actually make easily at home. So the first cut of meat that is honestly my favorite is samgyeopsal, which is pork belly. And of course, I'm half Korean. Forgive me if my pronunciation is wrong, and you're Korean too. So I found these pork belly cuts at my local Asian market. These are the pork belly right here. These are very thinly sliced, so they work really well for shabu shabu, but they also are really delicious if you barbecue them real quick. And I'm telling you, no more than like 32 seconds to a minute, because those things will fry really fast. These have no marinade. They're really delicious. They go well in soups also, in case you have some extras and you don't feel like having Korean barbecue again. One thing to keep in mind about pork belly is that it does have a thick line of fat. Similar to bacon, where it has that really thick line of fat, that's gonna actually render down while you cook, and it's gonna deliver a big burst of flavor that's unparalleled to most other cuts of meat. If you're a little bit deterred by fat, you might find that this won't be as exciting, but if you experience it as if it was bacon, you will really enjoy this. Also, this is cooked without marinade. What happens is that you'll end up cooking it, then you'll take it and then dip it into a special soy sauce based dipping sauce that Koreans use, or you can use oil. It's a sesame oil, and then salt, which is really tasty. So next up, I know it's not on the same plate, but I wanted to talk to you about bulgogi. So what happens is that bulgogi is usually marinated prior, and it's marinated in a delicious soy sauce marinade, which we put in our article. So check it out if you want to make it at home. But this one, I just bought it without the marinade so I could show you what the actual meat cut looks like. This is a ribeye they usually use for bulgogi. You can actually eat this as well just by cooking it on the grill, but it does taste much better when it's marinated. One cool part about ribeye is that it does have some marbleization in the meat. So marbleization is a really good thing when it comes to Korean barbecue, because what happens is that leaner meats will cook down quicker and they end up being dry. When you have marbleization in your meats, that means that there's fat integrated within the fibers of the meat that's going to help keep your meat really tender and juicy and flavorful once it renders down. Again, I know fat can be a little bit intimidating, but I guarantee you, once you understand this flavor profile, it's gonna elevate the way that you experience meat in general. Another thing I wanted to talk about ribeye is, this isn't shown here, but you can actually order ribeye steaks. So what happens is if you go to a Korean barbecue restaurant, you order the ribeye steak, they'll just cook the ribeye right on top of the grill. The benefit of it is that those grills, after a little bit of time, they soak up different types of flavors of meat. So you're not just having your regular ribeye steak that you would make at home or at an American restaurant. It's infused with all those Korean barbecue flavors that makes it that much more delicious. So next up, we have chadol, and I put it on this exact same plate as the pork belly. So chadol is basically beef brisket cut into thin strips. Generally, this is served first at a Korean barbecue. It's because it is very light, it's easy to eat, and it won't, it acts as a very good appetizer when it comes to Korean barbecue meats. It's not gonna overpower your tongue with flavor compared to the marinated meats, which generally will be served at the end of your experience because they're very rich in flavor and can sort of ruin your appetite. So chadol is very light, very tasty. It cooks really, really quickly too. So remember, if you are cooking it, 30 seconds to a minute, it's gonna do it well. And you wanna kind of keep it on the rarer, medium rarer side, because if you cook it too quick, it's gonna crisp up and it's gonna lose a lot of that flavor and it might end up getting dry. So make sure you eyeball it when you're cooking your chadol. Another great thing about this is brisket is, again, lined with a thick layer of fat. It's almost as if it was like beef belly in a sense. So that's why I coupled it here with the pork belly that we discussed earlier. And it is beautifully marbleized. This is one of my favorite pieces of meat to eat at Korean barbecue. Me and my boyfriend always order a second or third round of this, so definitely get this if you can. It's really, really affordable and really easy to get at your local Asian market. Next up, we have nokon salad. I probably butchered that, but these are actually called rib fingers. Now, I know that name can actually sound really deterring. You're like, ribs, do they have fingers? And I don't know if I want to be eating fingers. I do like ribs though. It is a little confusing and it did shock me first when I actually saw it, but rib fingers are my absolute favorite cut of Korean barbecue meats. These are generally actually marinated in like the bulgogi sauce, but you can actually eat it just the way it is. They are very fibrous though, so just to let you know, what happens is they cut the rib finger along the rib, so it's longitude instead of latitude, which creates a more fibrous and textural element to your Korean barbecue cut and Korean barbecue experience. And I'm telling you, once you try it, you will definitely know the difference. It has a little bit more chew to it, but it's a good kind of chew. I personally like it. A lot of Asians do like to eat things that have a little bit more chew, we'll bite back. Sometimes we'll eat cartilage too. It's just a part of our culture that we've eaten in terms of meats, but something to definitely try because the fibrous nature of this meat collects all the juices and all the flavors when it cooks down and still maintains that super yummy, gorgeous, juicy flavor that you really can't get from any other types of cuts of meats. Next up here is gokdongsim. I think I said that right, I hope so, but this is actually marbled rib eye. And this is one of the best cuts of meat because the marbleization is so intricate. As you can see, it's actually quite beautiful if you see it in that sense, but there's so much marbled fat in here that it really, really soaks up the flavor of Korean barbecue. And it's something that you will experience that will change your life in the way that you see ordering Korean barbecue. So you won't be ordering just the bulgogi, you know, the LA short ribs. This stuff is gold, I promise you. I was very excited to find it at the Korean market. May not be that easy to find yourself, but I did have to get it because I saw it and I was like, this is an opportunity to have something really delicious at home. So something to think about when you're purchasing just for a little extra treat. Again, there isn't a lot of this type of meat, so it's a little more expensive and you're gonna get a smaller amount, but it's almost like a little bit of a treat. You get a couple of pieces just to get the flavor going and really appreciate the meat flavor and appreciate the value and the scarcity of this delicious cut of meat. And last but not least, we have an example of some more brisket cut in a different way. Again, this is a lot of high fat content, so it may be better to use and eat coupled with something else that's a little more light, like the chadol, which has less fat content and is a little bit lighter and cooks faster. So this is just another example I wanted to provide for you, different ways to serve that beef brisket. This also can be marinated as well to make some type of bulgogi, but yes, those are the two different kinds here that I wanted to share with you. Again, this is only what I could find at the grocery store, but there are plenty more to choose from, more different types of cuts of meats to experience. So go out there, try stuff. Also, if you want to learn more about other types of meat cuts, we wrote a full article on all the Korean barbecue meat cuts that you can order, and we gave a great description of what they are and their flavor profiles. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out all the Korean barbecue cuts I had to share with you. If you liked what you saw, please don't forget to subscribe below. Leave a comment with your thoughts on which one was your favorite. If you had any questions at all about the Korean barbecue cuts, and for more recipes and delicious ways to cook your meats, check out our website below, and we will catch you guys next time. Take care, bye-bye.